Hello, everyone. Today, I want to share with you a terrifying experience that happened to me not too long ago. It all started when I received a mysterious package at my doorstep. What followed was a series of horrifying events that I never could have imagined. This is my story. The package arrived on a gloomy Tuesday afternoon. The sky was overcast, and a light drizzle dampened the streets. I remember feeling a strange sense of unease as I saw the package lying on my doorstep. There was no return address, and the handwriting on the label was barely legible. Curiosity got the better of me, and I brought it inside. As soon as I opened the package, a cold draft seemed to sweep through the room. Inside was an old, wooden box, intricately carved with symbols I didn't recognize. I hesitated for a moment but decided to open it. The box creaked open, revealing a small, grotesque figurine. It looked ancient, its features worn and twisted into a disturbing grimace. From that moment on, things started to change. At first, it was small, almost imperceptible things. Objects would be out of place, lights would flicker, and I would hear faint whispers in the dead of night. I tried to convince myself it was just my imagination, but deep down, I knew something was wrong. One night, as I lay in bed, I heard a loud crash from the living room. Heart pounding, I crept down the hall to investigate. The sight that greeted me flouncing me in my tracks. The figurine was now standing in the middle of the room, its eyes glowing with an eerie light. Furniture was overturned, and the room was in complete disarray. I felt a cold hand grip my heart as I realized I was not alone. Days turned into weeks, and the disturbances grew more violent. I would wake up with scratches on my body, and sometimes I would find myself in different parts of the house, with no memory of how I got there. The whispers grew louder, now filled with malice and threats. The figurine seemed to move on its own, appearing in different rooms, always watching. I decided to do some research, hoping to find some explanation for the events unfolding around me. I discovered that the symbols on the box were linked to an ancient curse, a curse that binds a malevolent spirit to the object. This spirit would bring misfortune and terror to anyone who possessed it. Desperation drove me to seek help from a local paranormal expert. He advised me to return the figurine to where it came from, to break the curse, but there was no return address, and I had no idea who sent it. The expert performed a cleansing ritual, hoping to contain the spirit. For a brief moment, it seemed to work. The house was peaceful, and I dared to hope that the nightmare was over. But peace was fleeting. The night after the ritual, the figurine reappeared, more menacing than ever. I woke up to find it on my bedside table, its eyes glowing with a malevolent intensity. The air was thick with a sense of impending doom. I knew I had to act fast. I decided to take the figurine far away, hoping to bury it where it could never be found. I drove for hours, deep into the woods, and dug a hole to bury the cursed object. As I covered it with dirt, a sense of relief washed over me. I hoped that the nightmare was finally over. Returning home, I found the house eerily quiet. Days passed without incident, and I began to believe that the curse was broken. But then, one night, I heard the whispers again, faint but unmistakable. The next morning, the figurine was back on my doorstep, covered in dirt. The terror that gripped me was overwhelming. I knew then that I could never escape it. The cursed object had chosen me, and there was no way to break free from its hold. The house, once a sanctuary, had become a prison of fear and torment. Every day since has been a struggle to maintain my sanity. The spirit's presence is always felt, a constant shadow over my life. I've tried everything, from burning the figurine to seeking help from various experts, but nothing works. The curse remains unbroken, and the spirit's grip on me tightens with each passing day. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, I realized that my life had been irrevocably changed by the cursed package. The constant presence of the malevolent spirit drained my energy and hope, leaving me a shell of my former self. Each night brought new horrors, disembodied voices whispering threats, shadows moving on their own, and the ever-watchful eyes of the figurine. One particularly dark and stormy night, I felt an intense surge of malevolent energy in the house. The air was thick with tension, and a sense of impending doom loomed over me. As the storm raged outside, the figurine seemed to come to life, its eyes glowing brighter than ever. I knew I had to face the spirit head-on if I ever hoped to reclaim my life. Summoning every ounce of courage, I decided to confront the spirit. I gathered every piece of information and every artifact related to the curse, hoping to find a way to banish the spirit once and for all. I set up a makeshift altar in the living room, placing the figurine at the center. surrounding it with protective symbols and candles. I began the ritual I had researched. As I chanted the incantations, the room grew colder, and the candles flickered violently. The figurine trembled, and a dark mist began to emanate from it, coalescing into the shape of a shadowy figure. The spirit's presence was overwhelming, filling the room with an oppressive, suffocating aura. The spirit spoke, its voice a chilling whisper that echoed in my mind. "You cannot escape me. You are mine." But I refused to give in to fear. With determination, I continued the ritual, calling upon every protective force I could muster. The candle's flames grew steadier, and the symbols around the figurine glowed with an otherworldly light. The spirit screamed in rage, the sound piercing and inhuman. In a final act of defiance, I took the figurine and threw it into the fireplace. The flames roared to life, consuming the cursed object. The spirit howled in agony, its form writhing and dissipating into the air. The oppressive energy lifted, and the house grew silent once more. Exhausted and trembling, I collapsed to the floor, watching as the figurine burned to ash. The sense of relief was overwhelming. For the first time in what felt like an eternity, I could breathe freely. The curse had been broken, and the malevolent spirit banished. In the days that followed, the house returned to normal. The whispers ceased, the shadows vanished, and the sense of dread lifted. I began to rebuild my life, finding solace in the mundane and ordinary. The memory of the cursed package lingered, a stark reminder of the terror I had faced, but I was determined to move forward. Though the experience left its scars, it also taught me the strength of my own spirit. I had faced unimaginable horrors and emerged victorious. Now, I could finally begin to heal and reclaim the peace that had been stolen from me. As I share my story with you, I hope it serves as a warning and a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. If you ever encounter a mysterious package or an object with a dark history, remember my tale. Be cautious, be brave, and never lose hope. This is my story, and it is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is a light that can guide us back to safety. Thank you for listening, and stay safe out there. That's the conclusion of my story about the cursed package. If you found it intriguing, please like, share, and subscribe for more tales of the supernatural and the unexplained. Stay vigilant and take care, everyone.